Previously on Charting Course.
Ulendo means journey.
He's going to back it into the driveway. Come on, there we go. And as simple as that, I've got my van! It's mine! The salmon pink. This is my house! There to go. I'm so happy. This thing has not been changed at all since it came off the line in 1990, and I'm loving it. You happy? Very beige, isn't it? Greatest enemy of cars, any vehicle? Can you answer the question? You know what? I didn't actually know until just recently. But the greatest enemy of any vehicle, any car, is rust, especially vintage vehicles. You don't want to screw up on this one very, very, very hard to fix thing when you're supposed to be doing it first. Point is, rust is a real big problem, and it can just eat away at your vehicle. But you know, my experience is none. 0, nil. I have no experience in this at all, so I've gone into this exciting lifestyle wanting to learn. The problem is with many people is that they will buy a van and they won't do the proper inspection on it. They'll buy something vintage, or they'll be like, oh, it's so cool and it's so interesting and it's so quirky, and it works for that van life lifestyle. But the problem is that they realise, oh wait, this needs a lot of work and a lot of money doing to it in order to keep it pristine and in order to keep it in a nice condition. My key difference, the key difference with me is that I know that this is going to be a lot of work. But all the same, I'm very, very committed to making this work. I'm not going to be one of those YouTubers that says, oh, look at my lovely new van and I'm going to go out driving in it and this, that, the other and blah, 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 blah. And then a couple months down the road realises, this is terrible, this is horrible, I can't believe I was a fool to fall for this. I've dreamt about this since I was 14, so I'm not necessarily going to bow out just because things get difficult. But anyway, enough of that. Point is rust. So, today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to find out where the rust is and hopefully note it down, and hopefully it's not too much. Most of the AA inspection already actually covered that, but good to do it myself anyway. Let's go. Okay, so here's the big boy, right down here. Here's the really big boy. This piece here has just cracked off somehow, some way, through pressure or rain, I have no sodding clue. Somehow this has come off, and this is causing a huge, huge problem. This is the one I'm most scared of because the AA guy pointed it out. Again, no experience, have absolutely 0 experience, but this big crack here is what I'm really, really worried about, because there is clearly rust underneath, it has clearly gotten to the body, and there is clearly kind of a bit of bubbling going on underneath the paint. So what I would be worried about is how far does this go? How far does this rust area go? So that's, yeah, that's really bad. That's my big scary area. Also, it seems like there's a giant scratch down the side of the van. I've only just realised that. There's a huge scratch down. What, are you seeing this? Hang on a second, let me zoom in a sec, see if you can see that. Yeah, here we go. It's a massive ass scratch just going right down the side of my van. What the hell? Jesus. But either this isn't a scratch and this is a welding point, I have no sodding clue, but it looks like a massive scratch. So we've also got a couple of cracks and rust areas here. I was just going around Ulendo and checking up. Most people would do this before buying it, and I did do this before buying it. I went to go and have a viewing. I got an AA inspector in, and he said don't touch the thing, but I'm willing to prove him wrong. Around here specifically, there's quite a bit of air bubbling. I don't know what it's actually referred to as. People are probably laughing at me right now, saying, oh, it's not air bubbles, you moron, but it kind of looks like air bubbles that you get when you put wallpaper on, so that's what I'm going to refer to it as. Quite a bit of it around here. I'm just thinking, how far does this stretch? How much work am I going to have to do with this? Am I going to have to saw the whole thing off and put something back on? Am I going to have to reshape it?
Spoilers.
As the day went on, I made several notes on where the most clearly affected areas were, and slowly got familiar with my new home on wheels. I kind of like the salmon pink. I'm not gonna lie, because it just works with the fact that it's the age of the van. But I'd already had some experience with him, as a couple weeks earlier, I spent my first night sleeping in Ulendo. So hey, it's really horrible in terms of like lighting and stuff right now, but it's dead silent out there. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's absolutely incredible. In here, I'm loving this. First note, it is freezing cold. One discovery that we did make though, while my brother and I were making up this Tetris block bed, is that underneath the passenger seat there is another battery, so I'm assuming the battery in the engine bay is obviously for the rest of the car stuff. Battery underneath the passenger seat is the leisure battery. But generally, you know, it's pretty good in here. Bed could be softer, my back could be better, but hey, you know, beggars can't be choosers in a 1990 Renault. I looked out this window, and I just opened the window and I looked up at the stars briefly, you know, and I just thought, this is nice, this is really nice. I can't get that kind of view from my bedroom window. I can see the stars, sure, but I can't just look out to my side, and there they are, the amazing great abyss, the amazing huge universe staring right back at me. There's nothing in the world like that. There really isn't, and with this amazing camper van with all glass all the way around it, I'm able to see that and enjoy that. It was just lovely. It's really nice to be able to just do that and have that freedom and say, I could do this anywhere. I could be in the middle of a forest and just do that and enjoy the sounds of nature around me and, you know, look out at this, you know, an ever-changing sight. Ulendo allows me to fulfill my soul, if you like. First night in the van, I'm pretty happy. So I can't wait to wake up in the morning in this and remember that I'm here. Very, very exciting. Condensation everywhere. Good morning from the first night in the van. Pretty good actually. Like, I really enjoyed it. It's pretty comfortable. First impressions after spending a night in the van. Cold. So cold. So what time is it? I've had him for 24 hours. I really enjoyed it, but I'm not gonna lie, it was very cold. And the bed wasn't horrible. It wasn't horribly uncomfortable, but it could be softer. You know, what I'm lying on right now is quite uncomfortable. If you're gonna live in the thing, I couldn't imagine sleeping on this all the time because, you know, your back would start hurting and your legs and your hips and stuff would go out of place, and I just imagine it would cause loads of long-term problems for your actual body, so I'm going to alter that a little bit. There's the condensation I was expecting. Ballyheck, tally-ho, we're on the road. Well, not the road, but you know, we're on the road to success. So, let's go, let's do this. So let's do the Tetris bed, shall we? In the weeks that followed, I slowly began getting used to living with my new best friend, bringing us to where we are now. Ulendo needed some crucial maintenance before I could fully move in though. The rust I would need a specialist for. So, in the meantime, me and my younger brother Ed ventured out to find new fuel to keep Ulendo's engine healthy. Good day, good day. I've got jump cables. Why? Because we're going to go and jump start for the first time Ulendo with the assistance of my brother, whom is taking me all the way down in order to get E5 fuel, because of course Ulendo's a difficult bitch. We get the honour of being carted around in an Audi. I feel like an absolute celebrity at this point. So what exactly are we doing and where exactly are we going?
We are going to Ulendo petrol station by Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
To get E5 fuel.
Yeah.
Because everywhere does E10, not E5, sorry.
Yeah.
Because if you put E10 in your van, then it would corrode the bottom of the tank and probably damage the injectors because there's too much ethanol in it.
Yeah. Which is not something we want. So we want good old-fashioned 1990
Are you sure
E5.
it's Renault?
Renault, yeah. I'm sure. Why? Why do you ask? Renault.
I haven't seen a Renault badge on it, so obviously it's been debadged.
What? No, it hasn't. It's got its badges on it. Literally, all over the keys it says Renault. Literally, everywhere inside it has Renault because they're so proud of their make. The key for the door is lit.
The front of the car.
Yeah, it's got a Renault logo on the outside. Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Filling up the canister, we thought this was going to be just a routine fuel top-up. Little did we suspect that Ulendo was going to be, well, difficult. Gotta love that corroded area.
Well, that is a bit, like, loose, isn't it?
What, the battery?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Hey.
Is that a devil on it? Okay, I'm assuming this is fuel. Yeah. I should just check. Gonna pull the choke all the way out. Here we go. I've got a battery sign turning up, and looks like a warning light with an exclamation mark. Shame.
This one. It's not even turning over, so it's not a battery issue now.
Right. I'm choking it. It sounds like he wants to go. Maybe it's the new fuel. It's not the new fuel, is it? Got a mechanical expert in the house. What? What, you want me to start?
Yeah, start it. That was hot, bro.
I'm thinking we might have flooded it. Okay, here we go. Hey! That's set on!
Where was that fucking pipe?
What was it? We got it working! I could just do this. Lovely. Love the sound of that. Lovely. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Resurrecting the heart of my new home, we packed up and called it a day. And just over a week later, we were on the road again to find another crucial component. I think it would be in the battery section.
What, a battery?
Yes, but I mean this specific one.
I think a battery would be in the battery.
Shut up. Shut up. We gotta find, like, it's a specific one, so I was just thinking maybe it would be in the back. Shut the flump up. God damn it. I realised how dumb the question was, alright? Shut the hell up. I realised how dumb the question was. Okay, car batteries. There it is. For you awesome, baby boy. 5-year guarantee. Okay, so that's the one we need. Do we just take it up and off we go?
I guess, yeah.
How does this tiny plastic thing, this flimsy thing, actually hold the weight of this entire goddamn battery? Hell yeah! New battery just got in! Just put a battery in myself with my amazing brother, who took me all the way to Brisbane for it. Hey, you did amazing. Thanks, Ed. Thanks. And it started up like a bloody treat. No problem, first start, done.
Need to go to put housing for it now.
Yeah. So we found out the reason why Ulendo wasn't starting with the old battery and why it couldn't hold a charge. It's because the thing was full to the brim with water. Look at it, it just keeps going and going and going. It just went all the way down the flipping road. There was so much water in it, we could have made a waterfall out of it, for God's sake. But now we've got a new battery in him, and he's ready to roll. With a new battery comes new experiences and new functionality. For example, now the water pump is working. It's really dirty and I just got all the grime out of it. But also look, turn on the 12 volts, booyah, and then turn on these. They work! I thought I was going to have to get new bulbs, like new cylinders for this, but so far, yeah, they work, which is really, really cool. Brand new battery means more functionality, more is working, and now I've got a bit of peace of mind so I can actually start him up, move him forward and backwards, you know, make sure that he's running well. Ulendo is a happy boy.
Next time on Charting Course.
I start making Ulendo into my 1970s dream camper. Oh, they're the bowls! Huzzah! The bowls first! Hallelujah! Look at that! Look at it, isn't it pretty? Say hello to the Ferguson stereo minor. Beverly and her daughter Sophia pay a visit. No, not
I'm excruciating.
no. And an eccentric new character comes for tea.
It's like 22, it's incredible.
That's all coming up next on episode 4 of Charting Course.
Here on BBC Two, we regret that we're unable to show the published programme Film of the Week owing to industrial action over the government pay policy, which means that we've now come to the end of this Sunday evening here on 2. The time now is just coming up to 7 minutes to 11 o'clock, and with that we now bid you good night.